Okay, so welcome to another lecture of our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover that day's newspaper through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. All right, so we'll be covering important news items from today's newspaper, a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. Now, you'll stand to gain 3 benefits out of this lecture series if you make this lecture series a part of your daily routine. Well, number one, your current affairs would get covered. Number two, your current affairs would get revised if you have already covered them. And number three, you'll get the much needed MCQ practice. If you watch this lecture series regularly and you make it a daily habit and you practice 4 to 5 MCQs with us daily, then in 1 month's time, you will be covering 100 to 150 MCQs. And if you are that consistent that you can sustain this lecture series for 1 year, well, you'll be covering 1200 MCQs from current affairs itself. And ask any serious aspirant who has cleared prelims at least once in their lifetime, they'll tell you that 1200 MCQs from current affairs is more than sufficient. You need not worry about current affairs as far as your prelims examination is concerned. But for that, you need to just give me 10 minutes daily for this to happen, for practicing 1200 MCQs in 1 year. All right, so be regular with this, make it a part of your daily routine. Okay, all right. Now today's newspaper today we'll be covering MCQs from 1st July 2024's newspaper. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with question number 1. Okay, as you guys all know that from 1st July onwards, 1st July 2024 onwards, 3 new criminal laws have become operational. All right, which will replace IPC, CRPC, and Indian Evidence Act. So consider the following statements regarding these 3 new laws. Sexual intercourse by employment of deceitful means has been introduced as a crime in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Maximum limit for police custody has been increased to 90 days in Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. Sedition has been given comprehensive definition under the new law. So how many of the above statements are correct? First of all, the 3 new laws that are going to replace these 3 acts are as following. IPC shall be replaced by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. CRPC shall be replaced by Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. And Indian Evidence Act shall be replaced by Bharatiya Sakshay Adhiniyam. Alright. Now, under Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that would replace Indian Penal Code of 1860, 4 new crimes have been added. Alright. Clause 69 has been added, which includes sexual intercourse by employment of deceitful means. That means that if someone promises marriage in return for sexual favors, or if someone promises promotion or a job in return for sexual intercourse, well, that would be considered as sexual intercourse by employment of deceitful means, and that is punishable by at least 10 years imprisonment. So this has been added. Then clause 103 has been added, which recognizes murder on the basis of caste, community, religion, right? This is basically to tackle mob lynching. Okay. Then clause 111, subclause 3 has been added, which includes organized crime and terrorism. All right. And there is this another law, which is some clause 300, which actually penalizes snatching. Okay. Now theft, snatching. If someone snatches a chain from you or a bracelet from you, that would have been considered theft under IPC. But this new law, BNS, considers snatching different from theft, okay, and a different set of punishments for that. Okay, so these 4 new punishments have been added. So sexual intercourse by employment of deceitful means has been added under Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Maximum limit for police custody has been increased to 90 days in Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. No, that's not true. It was being talked about that police custody has been increased to 90 days, but today, Honorable Home Minister clarified that police remand period can be maximum extended till 60 days. Okay, though it will be in general, it will be 15 days, but due to certain exceptional circumstances, it can be extended to 60 days, but not 90 days. So this is false. This is correct. Sedition has been given comprehensive definition under the new law. No. Actually, sedition has been included in BNS, but no comprehensive definition of as to what constitutes sedition has been given. In fact, the government just changed the name of sedition earlier in IPC. The Hindi translation of IPC used to call sedition as Rajdroh. That means rebellion to the king. Government has just changed the name from Rajdroh to Deshdroh, which means that you need not, opposing the government of the day does not constitute as sedition. Opposing India, nation, will constitute as sedition. Because opposing or criticizing the government of the day might be Rajdroh, but it's not Deshdroh. You're not anti-Indian if you criticize BJP government. But if you do anti-Indian activities, well, then sedition will apply to you. Okay? So no comprehensive definition has been given. The correct answer is A. All right. Question number 2. Which of the following are government steps taken to adopt the new criminal laws enforceable from July 1st, 2024? So government has taken various steps, various initiatives have been taken by the government so as to prepare the nation for adopting these three new laws. So launching of National Crime Records Bureau Sankalan of Criminal Laws, a mobile web application, launch of online course on I Got Karmyogi platform, Vartalaps and workshops for regional media persons conducted by Press Information Bureau. All right. So, which of the above steps are done by the government to prepare the nation for adopting these three new laws? Well, all of them. National Crime Records Bureau has launched a mobile web application so that the police personnel or the criminal people for personnel of the criminal justice system can be trained. Then, I Got Karmyogi platform is a platform through which online training of civil servants can be done. So on I Got Karmyogi platform, 3 new courses with respect to these three new laws have been added. So this is also correct. And Press Information Bureau is conducting Vartalaaps workshops for regional media persons so that they also have a clear understanding of these three new laws. So all three statements are correct. The correct answer is D. Question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding Great Indian Bustard. Its natural habitat in India is mostly found in Rajasthan and Gujarat. Its status in IUCN Red List is vulnerable. The Desert National Park in Badmer, Jaisalmer districts of Rajasthan is famous for GIB along with Kutch Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, so Great Indian Bustard is a very famous bird in India. It is also the state bird of Rajasthan. State bird of Rajasthan. All right. So Great Indian Bustard is the state bird of Rajasthan, very important, and it is critically endangered. Its population is declining rapidly. Critically endangered as per IUCN Red List, not vulnerable, critically endangered. Okay, its natural habitat is mostly found in Rajasthan and Gujarat, and mostly in Rajasthan it's the Desert National Park, and in Gujarat it's the Kutch Wildlife Sanctuary or Kutch Bustard Sanctuary. So yes, this is true. This is also true. So mostly it is found in Rajasthan and Gujarat, but some populations can also be found in Maharashtra. Some populations can also be found in what do you call it, Karnataka, right, and others. All right. And last, consider the following statements with reference to emergency provisions in the Constitution. The President can suspend any fundamental right during the proclamation of emergency. Okay. The presidential order on suspension of fundamental rights should be laid before each house of the Parliament for approval. Okay. Now look, national emergency is mentioned in Article 352 of the Constitution. But the powers of the President during national emergency are mentioned in Article 358 and 359. In Article 359, it is mentioned that President can suspend your right to move a court. Right to move court in case of violation of your fundamental right. So, President, by a presidential order, can suspend your right to move a court if your fundamental right is violated. Okay, you cannot go to Supreme Court or High Court if your fundamental right is violated. But that doesn't mean that your fundamental rights are suspended. Only your right to move court is suspended. Fundamental rights are not suspended. Plus, Article 359 also says that yes, you can suspend the right to move court in case of violation of fundamental rights, except fundamental rights of Article 20 and Article 21. So, if your fundamental rights as laid down in Article 20 or Article 21 are violated, even during national emergency, you have the right to move court. Except these two fundamental rights, for all the other fundamental rights, President can suspend your right to move the court. Okay, so first statement is false. President cannot suspend fundamental rights, only your right to move court. But when presidential order is made, or when presidential order is released with respect to suspension of any right to move to court, right to move court for violation of fundamental right, that presidential order should be laid before each house of the parliament for approval. This statement is correct. Only 2 is correct, and the answer to this question is B. And with that, this session gets concluded. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it is adding value to your preparation, but it will add value only if you follow this lecture series regularly. All right. I'll sign off now. I'll take your leave, and I'll see you next time with MCQs from 2nd July's newspaper. All right. Thank you, everyone.